Hi, I'm Rose Kress, and I'm the owner of the LifeForce Yoga Healing Institute, and I'm also the author of Awakening Your Inner Radiance with LifeForce Yoga. Um, this lovely piece of work, it's all about strategies for coping with stress, depression, anxiety, and trauma. When I wrote this book, it was really speaking about the use of LifeForce Yoga as a tool for walking our way through stress, depression, anxiety, and trauma, specifically my own. So this book is filled with anecdotes from my own life, and it serves as partially a memoir of my own journey from stress and deep constriction to a sense of ease. Little did I know, as I was working really, really hard to finish this in January of 2020, that where we would be as I'm filming this in May of 2020. So I wanted to take a minute to just introduce you to this book. It's fairly simple. It's fairly easy to read. I tried to make it as easy to read as possible while introducing concepts from the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, while introducing yogic tools so that anyone could use these. There are pictures in here of the techniques. And what each chapter offers is it starts with a story from my life, particularly how I used one of the tools that I'm going to be talking about in that chapter. And then it introduced the concept of that tool. For example, this chapter, I've got a new attitude, which is all about bhavana. And bhavana is really about cultivating an attitude that helps you feel closer to who you really are inside. And so I share a bhavana from my own life and how that visualization really helped me. And then I talk about bhavana, and every chapter has questions, self-inquiry prompts. So as I'm introducing you to something, then I'm asking you about how that relates to your life. Thinking about maybe different ways that you want to connect with something. And there are a number of questions. And in the case of bhavana, there's also a helpful list. So bhavana is about cultivating an opposite of how you're feeling. So when you're feeling really constricted, what makes you feel free? When you're feeling really sad, what is the opposite of sad for you? It's not my job to tell you what the opposite of sad is for you. It's your work to discover where you want to be instead of sad. And maybe you want to be sad. Or if you're feeling lonely, what is the opposite of lonely for you? What does that look like? And how can you connect with that right now? And then we use what we call the bhavana technique, which you can find here on the YouTube channel, which is using sound, using that feeling and drawing it in. So this is a simple example of options and of what these chapters look like and what they're filled with. It is my hope that Awakening Your Inner Radiance supports you in finding some freedom and ease, especially right now when things are particularly trying for so many of us. You don't need a yoga mat to use this book. In fact, you don't ever really need a yoga mat to do yoga at all. There are practices that can be done in your bed. There are practices that are done seated, practices that are done standing, practices that you can do outside. Just like our YouTube channel is filled with practices that don't really need a yoga mat. I mean, you can use one if you want, but you don't really need one. So this is accessible yoga at its finest as well. It's breathing practices, it's sound practices, it's visualization practices, it's intention setting practices. If you're not a visualization person, don't worry, we've got something different for you instead of visualization. So there's a link below to where you can pick up your copy. Yeah, I know it's an Amazon link, but I am a self-published author, and the easiest and simplest way for me to self-publish was actually through Amazon. So consider that as you're purchasing, and share it far and wide with your friends. Feel free to share this video. I'm really proud of the work that I put forth with this book, and excited because it sets me on a trajectory to doing more like this. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe so that you can get even more videos, practice videos. More is coming your way, and I'm always overjoyed to hear from you, so I look forward to that. Thank you.